From a helpless and weak boy struggling to stay alive to an absolute monster capable of defeating any devil in the world, these are all of Denji's forms in Chainsaw Man. And let's start with his human form. During his younger days, Denji was just an average kid in a world full of evil humans and devils. He was weak and scared of pretty much everything around him. He also had an abusive father who was under immense, crippling debt. One day, Denji just couldn't take it anymore and finally defended himself by giving his father a beating, which ultimately led to the man's death. And he got stuck with paying back everything his father owed to a Yakuza gangster. In order to earn money, he was then forced to start hunting devils and slowly grew more capable over the years. However, this wasn't enough, as Denji also had to sell some of his organs on the black market to keep up with the debt. At one point, Denji found and saved a small chainsaw devil called Pochita. He then adopted this devil as his pet dog, and they started fighting other devils together. However, even with some experience fighting devils, Denji still wasn't very strong, and he quickly met his end once he engaged the zombie devil in battle. With his corpse rotting away in a dumpster, Denji got another shot at life when something unexpected happened. Pochita then replaced Denji's heart with its own and transformed him into a half-devil, half-human hybrid. Waking up in a dumpster, Denji noticed that he now had a weird cord sticking out of his chest. He decided to pull it, which transformed him into Chainsaw Man, a more buffed version of himself with chainsaws growing out of his arms and head. His face also transformed into the body of a red chainsaw, but with massive, sharp teeth. In this form, Denji had superhuman strength and speed, along with the ability to regenerate his body from any injuries after consuming blood. After transforming for the first time, Denji made easy work of the zombie devil and was found by Makima soon after. Seeing his potential, Makima decided to invite Denji to join public safety as a devil hunter. As Denji went on a couple of missions for the public safety, we learned a bit more about his new abilities. For starters, after fusing with Pochita, Denji's superhuman abilities remained active even when he wasn't transformed. For example, even in his human form, he was durable enough to survive being hit by power with a hammer and getting squeezed by the Bat Devil. Another interesting thing we discovered during this time is that Denji needs blood to use his abilities. So if he doesn't have enough of it in his body, he won't be able to fully transform. Due to being a hybrid, Denji also became practically immortal. He can survive getting shot, being thrown from buildings, and taking all kinds of injuries that would kill most devils. Even if he dies, as long as someone pulls the cord on his chest, Denji can come back to life in perfect condition. Soon after joining the public safety, on one of his missions, Denji was trapped in a hotel by the Eternity Devil. With seemingly no way out, Denji fought with the devil for 3 full days, showing off his ridiculous stamina as he continued to eat away at the creature's massive body in order to constantly regenerate. However, as strong as Denji's devil form was at this point, he still lacked experience and wasn't thinking too much while fighting. This was why stronger enemies like the Sword Devil and Leech Devil were able to easily defeat him. It was pretty evident that Denji needed someone to teach him how to fight, which leads us to his next form. Post Kishibe's training Denji. Soon enough, Makima pulled in a favor and had one of the strongest hunters, Kishibe, train both Denji and Power. Under Kishibe's guidance, Denji and Power went through absolute hell after getting killed almost 20 times for days on end. With barely any time to think or recover, Denji needed to think of a smarter way to fight and come up with a plan to harm Kishibe. It took them both a long time, but they finally came up with a solid plan to take Kishibe off guard and defeat him. This obviously didn't work since Kishibe was levels above them, but he was impressed nonetheless. However, before they could continue with more training, things suddenly took a turn for the worst when Swordman made his comeback. Much stronger this time, Denji used his brain to face off against this enemy and actually managed to win. Swordman was then captured and taken to one of the public safety's facilities. Denji's fighting style wasn't the only thing that changed after his training. He also wound up growing chainsaws out of his legs.